All right, so this is the Powerful Comicsman podcast, Comicsman Daily. I am Comicsman Gerald Dorado, and yun, I just want to announce that I am creating a new podcast. Okay, so it is actually the same podcast. It's it's still Comicsman Daily. I've been doing Comicsman Daily episodes since I think 2019, sometime 2019. Pero sporadic lang siya and I wasn't able to sustain. And alam mo yun, hindi ko nun napapangatawanan yung pagiging daily nung Comics Man Daily. So, those episodes are spur of the moment recordings usually, but I want to structure it much better this time, and also put it in a new Spotify and Apple Podcast um, account. Account ba tawag doon? Or channel? Spotify. Kasi, kumbaga, bukod na siya dun sa The Powerful Comics Man podcast. But in YouTube, it will still be on the same channel on Comics Man. That's Comics Man with a K. Komiksman. That's the Comics Man channel on YouTube. All of my podcast episodes are there, plus some more. And yeah, so I just thought I'm gonna create. With this move, what I'm trying to achieve is to make shorter content, basically. Okay, so uh, if you're a long time listener of TPKP, you will find out that the episodes could be really long, as in these days, because of the drawing companion episodes, umaabot tayo ng 4 to 5 hours constantly. So sobrang haba nun, and unfortunately, I do not have the energy and effort to no the time to I do not have the time to gather all the clips and edit it, kasi sobrang dami. And minsan, alam mo yun, sinasabunutan ko na yung sarili ko dahil sobrang nasasayang yung ibang content. Hindi na malamang hindi napapakinggan ng madaming tao, kasi hindi hindi ganoon eh. Hindi pa cut for long form content masyado ang mga Pilipino, at least for podcasts. But the people in Spotify, yung audience nun, medyo mas sanay sila, kasi dun talaga Spotify at saka Apple Podcast and Stitcher, yung mga yan. Yan ang bahay talaga ng mga podcasts eh. Sa YouTube, hindi masyado talaga ang mga podcasts. Um, or at least in the Philippines. Okay? But since we have video, nandito rin tayo sa YouTube, and this is also um, YouTube is way more popular kahit naman sa ibang bansa. Ah, I don't know. I don't know if sa ibang bansa ganun din. Pero here in the Philippines, definitely sobrang popular ng Facebook tsaka YouTube. So that's why I'm concentrating on those platforms, especially with the live features. Okay? So nanghihinayang na rin kasi ako, kasi I don't think I'm reaching that much audience, or well, I'm reaching very little audience to honestly, yun talaga. But I I I kind of believe na there would be I could do more para maging mas mas clickable ang ating content. So, I've been listening to advice from other podcasters and content creators dun sa mga social media tips, mga ganyan. And I'm trying to apply the things that I've learned from them, and hopefully uh, make an improvement sa reach ng ating podcast. Kasi hindi dahil sa ano eh, sa gusto ko yung clicks, hindi yan eh. It's because of the content, as in sobrang ganda ng mga content. I believe it is really a special kind of show, and I think madaming makaka-appreciate nung podcast and may inspire, especially with the drawing companion episodes. Well, actually, lahat ng episodes, modesty aside, the podcast had been critically acclaimed, pero kumbaga sa box office ang dami niyang awards sa awards night, pero maganda yung reviews pero walang nanood. That's what I'm trying to amend o gawa ng paraan kung or improve na lang. Okay, so uh, I'm not really the type who does these kinds of things for fame, kasi kung fame lang yan, matagal na ako nag-quit. Kasi ang hindi nang nanonood talaga ng podcast. Sobrang laki ng effort na ginagawa ko dito sa podcast. Medyo malaki-laki na rin ang nagastos ko for the equipment. Although I enjoy it a lot, and alam mo to, yung mga gamit ko dito, nandyan lang naman yan eh. And they make me happy. Okay, but pero I created the podcast to be listened to be watched. Okay? And kahit maganda yung, I think, aesthetically, kumbaga yung itsura ng mga screens natin, yung studio, I think okay siya. I think I get a lot of compliments about that. Pero ultimately, what matters is the listeners, whether you are being heard or not. Yung message mo, kahit gaano kadami, kahit gaano kaganda ng message mo, kung hindi nakakarating dun sa mga taong pinag-uukulan mo ng mga mensahe na yun, parang it's I don't wanna say walang kwenta, kasi may naabot naman, pero kumbaga hindi na ma-maximize yung potential if I'm just gonna allow the reach of the show na konti, 'di ba? So we're gonna have to try something else, kasi madami namang nagsasucceed eh. Okay, so before I concede that I'm just really doing bad content, kasi that's also possible. I'm just really that unlikable and my content is shit, 'di ba? Pwede naman talaga 'yun eh. But I'd not believe so, and I'm sure those people who watch the show regularly will disagree. Okay, but who knows? But for now, we're gonna try new things to get new audiences, I suppose, and let's try to be a little more masipag. Magpapaka-masipag muna tayo sa pagpo-promote ng podcast and marketing it. And I hope you guys could help me, no? Kasi one thing that my podcast lacks is shares. And madaming nanonood, hindi sineshare eh. And although ayoko namang mamilit, I don't wanna impose myself na i-share niya yan. If you notice, hindi ako mahilig mag ganun. Which is dapat siguro ganun ako. Nagsasabi lang ako ng share the stream, mga kasi I really want to focus on the conversation eh. Hindi if you noticed also, I hardly read comments during the live stream kasi minsan nakaka-derail ng usapan 'yun dun sa guest ko. Okay. And usually ginagawa ko 'yon pag may mga natural breaks dun sa usapan, 'di ba? Merong tapos ka na, you're absorbing the conversation, and then there's a few seconds of some moments of pause, and then before you move on to the next topic, you can acknowledge the guests. And yun, dun ko lang naisisingit yun usually. Pero, well, my point is, I'm not doing the typical streamer tactics, which is kumbaga deliberate yun kasi that's not my style. That's not what the show is about. The show is about conversations and real intimate conversations with my guests, and mga deep dives ang tema ng show. And pag ganun ang ginawa ko, hindi ko mahirap ma-achieve yung magiging putol-putol yung kwentuhan namin, and it's not gonna be the same. It's gonna be believe me, it's gonna alter the show. And kasi madali lang namang mag-shout out eh. 'Di ba? 'Di ba? That's the easiest thing to do, 'di ba? Pero it's not what the show is about, like I said. So I'll have to find other ways than using the tactics na familiar tayong lahat, especially here in the live streaming culture in the Philippines. Okay? Kaya natin yan. And I'm hoping you guys could help me share the stream, tell about the podcast with your friends, di ba? Yun lang naman ang plea ko eh. And engage. May mga nanonood sa stream minsan, hindi nagko-comment eh, 'di ba? Parang nanonood kahit minsan sinasabi ko na mag-comment kasi nakikita mo steady lang yung mga nanonood. So but then again, I don't want to impose myself. If you just happy just listening, then I'm happy for you. I'm glad you're listening still. Okay, but it will help the reach of our episodes of our show kung madadagdagan yung engagement natin sa social media. Okay, and to those who are, so I suppose this is gonna be the first episode for the new Spotify channel. Spotify channel bang tawag doon? Basta, there's gonna be a Komiksman daily podcast that's separate from the Powerful Komiksman podcast. Okay, so yun ang bagong development. And but still, the TPKP, yung main podcast natin, yung TPKP nga, Powerful Komiksman podcast, tuloy-tuloy pa rin yun. And recently, if you haven't been listening, nagkaroon tayo ng mga bagong shows. We have the Drawing Companion, the new and improved Drawing Companion, where I draw with different artists live. Last couple of weeks ago, nagkaroon kami ng episode, and we were using...
Pakita ko lang ha.
Teka, we use...
This is our reference.
We use, we use Magma Studio, And I invite sometimes, ayan, katulad nitong pinapakita ko sa inyo ngayon, dalawang guests ang kasama ko. And we use this program called Magma Studio, and we draw together. Here we are digital painting while talking. So drawing companion, basically we you can draw with us. Minsan may prompts tayo para kumbaga yung prompt, yun yung let's say monster verse. So para madali lang mag-isip ng kung anong idodrawing mo. May mga prompt. Kumbaga parang theme of the night, parang ganun. And so that's one thing, the drawing companion streams. And I'm also working para bumalik yung live guests episodes. Okay, so that's one thing that the COVID-19 pandemic has taken away from our show, yung ability to have live guests here in the studio, para mas kasi yun talaga yung yun talaga yung konsepto nung show. That is the true vision. But we had to adapt lang and use online interviews, use Zoom, ayan, yung Discord, yung mga ganyan. Kasi wala tayong choice, di ba? But I think may mga protocols na hindi na ganun kahigpit ang mga lockdown rules, and may mga tao na rin na hindi kumbaga mas matapang na, kasi dati nakakatakot talagang lumabas eh. But right now I think the people are a lot braver. Of course madami pa rin natatakot, pero yung mga natural na performers, they can't wait to go out and perform. So we're gonna capitalize on that. We're gonna be the first ones. I'm sure kasi may mga ibang podcast na nag-live interviews na ulit. Pero yun, we're gonna be one of the first to pull that off. And while sabik na sabik pang lumabas ang mga performers, kasi nagsisimula nang magkaroon ng live gigs, 'di ba? My friend Chris Bakula, he has a podcast, the Chris Bakula Comedy Podcast. Check it out. He organizes live gigs since December. I think December. So sooner or later padami ng padamian, but right now we're gonna be bringing back the live podcast guests, live in-house, in studio. Ano bang tawag doon po? Okay. So, kumbaga face-to-face interviews na ulit. Kasi iba talaga, I always mention it on the podcast, na iba talaga yung pakiramdam pag magkaharap kayo ng kausap mo. And I miss that feeling a lot. Na, alam mo yung after podcast high. Basta, ang sarap ng pakiramdam na yun. And nararamdaman din nung guest mo. Kahit doon lang kayo nagkita. Kasi most of my guests, I meet them for the first time during the show. So you can imagine how awesome it is. And I miss it terribly. But now it's we're gonna try to bring that back, and meron ng mga matatapang na guest na nag-okay. And yun, aside from the live guest, we're gonna try to bring back Jamcast din. Isa pa yun. Jamcast, at saka yung drawing companion, most likely it's gonna remain online kasi parang mas ganun yung format niya. Although we're gonna see if we can do it live din. na nandito sa studio, yung mga guests na kasama sa drawing companion. We'll see kung paano gagawin doon. Pero right now, okay pa siya sa sa online interviews sa drawing companion. Ano pa? Okay, so we also have Discord channels. Okay, so eto, we have a couple of Discord servers for I'm managing it. We have Pinoy Podcaster. So this is exclusive for Filipino podcasters all over the world. So you don't have to be in the Philippines. Kahit nasa ibang bansa ka, sa US, Canada, nasa Israel. Kasi may mga nakikinig sa atin sa Israel. Shout out sa mga taga-Israel. Meron pa sa sa Ireland. Hindi ko nga alam kung sino. Sino kaya nakikinig sa Ireland? Diba? If you're the one who's listening from Ireland, can you please comment? Basta, you can join if you're a podcaster. This one is exclusive for podcasters muna. Okay? I don't know if I'm gonna do TPKP server, pero right now, since hindi pa ganun kalaki yung audience natin, hindi muna siguro. Pero I started this Discord server, Pinoy Podcaster, for fellow podcasters. So medyo ilan na rin yung sumali. And we also have the Drawing Companion Discord server. So these servers, yung links nila are available dito sa Pinoy Podcaster Facebook page nandito. So, yan, no? Punta lang kayo sa Facebook, hanapin yung Pinoy Podcaster. And also on TPKP. Nandyan lang yun, somewhere. Hanapin nyo kung nasan yung I think dito sa photos. Yan, mag-see all kayo dito sa photos. Makikita mo yung ito yung Discord. Hindi ko alam kung paano mag-pin sa Discord, pero this one is the Pinoy Podcaster invite link. Okay, so yan, samahan nyo ako sa YouTube, Facebook, and now Komiksman Daily on Spotify. Okay, Komiksman Daily. Yun muna. Dapat kasi maiksi lang tong na to Tong Komiksman Daily episodes. So, hanggang doon na muna. Paalam at follow nyo, share nyo tong stream. Tulungan nyo ako, tulungan natin na maiparating sa sambayan ng Pilipino ang mensahe ng kapwa natin Pilipino para sa kanila. Yung mga mabuti, matatalino at may saysay na mga ideya, salita, kahit kahit ng mga nakakatawa, ganyan, basta may kabuluhan, kahit yung mga walang masyadong kabuluhan. Pero maganda kasi yung maabot yung mga katulad mga alam niyo naman mga guests ko dito, I don't need to isa-isahin ko na naman. Pero you know what I mean. The podcast had been fantastic for the past 2.5 years, and ang kulang na lang talaga is for it to reach a much wider audience. Okay, so I hope you can help me with that, and yun, I'll see you on the next episode. I'm gonna be recording it right after this para madali na. Balik gano'n na yung technique ko ngayon. Okay? So, that's it. Komiksman Daily. Paalam.